Gabe mentioned the tensions in Michigan, specifically where protesters have been urging the governor to reopen that state. Governor Gretchen Whitmer joins us this morning. Governor, good to see you again. Thanks so much for your time. And I want to get to the tensions in just a moment. But I understand that just a few hours ago, you announced initial manufacturing for a vaccine that is going to be made there in Michigan, in Kalamazoo, as I understand it. What does this all mean in the fight against COVID-19? And is this a step in reopening your state?
Well, we know this. Everyone wants to be out of a stay-home order. And yet we know, too, that if you listen to epidemiologists and our public health experts, we can't resume normal life until we have a vaccine. So the fact that there are human trials going on and that Pfizer has announced that they're going to be producing here in Michigan, I think is a wonderful thing. It's not imminent, but it is on the horizon. And I think we need to find those sources of inspiration. We are all struggling in this moment of this global pandemic where thousands of people are dying a day in our country. We've lost over 4,000 people in the state of Michigan. And so we take this very seriously. We do everything we can to prevent the spread of COVID-19. It's not gone. We've seen a plateau, but it's still here. And that's why we've still got to be vigilant.
On Monday, Congressman there in Michigan sued you, saying that the stay-at-home order violated his constitutional rights, called the order itself unreasonable. There are a lot of folks in Michigan who think that you've gone too far. What do you say to them?
So Michigan is a state with almost 10 million people, and we are the 10th largest state in the nation, and yet we have the third highest number of deaths from COVID-19. We've had a uniquely tough reaction to COVID-19, and that's why we've had to have some uniquely tough restrictions to combat it. What we know is that COVID-19 does not respect party line or state line, that it is incumbent on all of us to do everything we can to save lives in this moment and to eschew all of the partisan rhetoric that is out there, but listen not to pollsters, but to epidemiologists and healthcare professionals so that we are making the best informed decisions based on data so we can keep people safe as we think about re-engaging sectors of our economy.
I want to talk to you about these demonstrators that I saw over the weekend in your state capital, a number of them armed. I remember vividly a few years ago being in Ferguson, Missouri, and protesters there, many of them protesting. They weren't armed. They were referred to as thugs. These men and women, many of them carrying flags, walking around with their guns in your state capitol, not adhering to social distancing orders. They would appear to be in violation of a number of laws. Why weren't they arrested?
So unfortunately, right now in Michigan, we see a small number of people. It looks large on television, but when you think about this is a state of 10 million people, this is a small contingent that came out and made political statements. They carried nooses and Confederate flags and swastikas. And yet, while we're focusing on they're carrying automatic rifles, that is legal in Michigan. It is not advisable. It is contrary to all of the CDC best practices. It's contrary to what the Trump White House is saying that we should be doing. And yet they are out there to demonstrate. But what I want to point out is that the vast majority of people in Michigan are doing the right thing. And it's because of them that this curve has flattened. It is because of them that we have saved lives in this process and can have the conversation about turning the dial and re-engaging sectors of our economy. But the fact of the matter is that kind of rhetoric, that kind of ugly political rallying is only making it harder for us to re-engage, which is the sad irony, is that demonstrations like that create the need to continue this aggressive stance that we've had to take to save lives.
Your name, of course, continues to come up on this short list for Joe Biden. As you know, in the past week, the former vice president has been accused of sexual assault. He's vehemently denied the allegation itself. You are Biden's supporter. You're one of his earlier backers. I know that you are also a sexual assault survivor as well. Is there anything you want to add to the conversation, Governor Whitmer, that's emerged over the past few days?
I'll just say, I've read a lot about the allegations. I have talked with Joe Biden. I am confident he is who he says he is. I do believe that women should be given space and they should be listened to. But I also know that it's incumbent that we vet thoroughly. And in this moment, I think under these circumstances and in the conversations that I've had with the vice president, I am confident that he is who he says he is. And I believe him. And I believe that he will be a good president for the United States of America. And beyond that, I don't know that there's much more that I can add. I simply know that we as a country should be very cognizant of the fact that 70,000 people, more than 70,000 people have died. We have lost the equivalent of a 9/11, and they anticipate that number daily between now and the end of the month. That this is a crisis where 30 million people are unemployed in our country. And everything that I'm doing is focused on saving lives in the state of Michigan. And we need leaders who are going to be focused on data and doing the right thing.
Governor Gretchen Whitmer, Governor of Michigan. Governor, thank you. Thanks for your time. Good luck to you as well.
Thank you. Take care.